So we come back to business studies, and we now reach a very important chapter called planning. Before we went to the chapter called planning, we finished off with nature and significance of management. We also did the principles of management, where we did two important philosophies by Taylor and Fayol. And we also did the business environment, which are the external features or external factors which affect the business. We now come to the first function of management, that is known as planning. Before I start with this term called planning, there is a very important saying. The saying is, failing to plan is planning to fail. This very small sentence tells you what is the importance of the term called planning. And planning becomes a very important and vital aspect to the other functions of management also. First, let us understand briefly what is planning all about. First of all, it is a process of management. It is a process of management. So anything whichever you are managing, you are doing, will always consist of planning. The other various functions besides planning is organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Now all these functions basically become useless if planning is not there. If planning is not there, the entire structure will fail. So to tell you also, it is the most basic function. It is the most basic function of management. It has to start off with planning. Also, we can tell that it is a critical stage. It is a critical stage in the process of management. So it is advisable that you have a good plan in hand. And as I come back to this statement, all the functions, all the other functions, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, they all depend upon planning. I move further and tell you that every particular organization, be it big or small, private or public, they all require planning. So every unit requires planning. This can be a public enterprise or it can be a private enterprise. Both of them require planning. Even if the unit is big, even if the unit is small, they all require planning. So the person who sells chana or the person who has a big departmental store, all of them require planning. Planning now, I can tell you, is very essential to attain the goals of an organization. So to attain the goals of an organization, planning is very much essential. Okay? Without proper planning, I come to this again, without proper planning, all the functions of management go for a toss. It is not possible. Okay? So it requires proper management if the planning is good. We have seen also in various movies. For example, if you have watched the movie called Chak De India, where Shah Rukh Khan is the coach of the women's hockey team. Okay? And he makes his own strategies against various teams. He tells, one player should be here, one player should be here, one player should be marking here, okay, and one player should be attacking from here and passing on the ball to the others. So these are various planning stages. We also saw that various kings, various princes, how they captured different estates and empires by purely planning properly. So to be successful in business, so if you need to achieve success, planning is very much essential. Okay? So to bring the team, to bring the organization on the top, to bring it on the top, to achieve this level, planning is very much essential. Hence, we can tell that planning is a requisite. It's a requisite. It is the need of the hour. Okay? From here, I come to the term called concept of planning, where we'll just go through a little bit about history of planning and then move further to the features and the importance and limitations of planning. Okay? Now, as I write the word concept of planning, planning simply means thinking in advance. Okay? So this is a very important term which you should remember. Thinking in advance. It is like the moves of chess, where you have to think about your opponent's next move and you have to plan some moves ahead. Okay? So it involves setting objectives in advance. So here the objectives are set in advance. So as the thinking is in advance, even the objectives are set in advance. And of course, all these are done and they have to be achieved within a given period of time. So coming back to the concept, I am repeating these 2 points. You have to think in advance. You have to think in advance, and you have to see that the objectives are also set in advance for a given period of time. Let us see how we can explain planning with the help of an example. Okay? Now say here, this is where we are right now. So what is this? This is the present situation. This is the present situation where we are there. Now, we are thinking ahead. We are thinking ahead and we are thinking where to reach next. So what happens? This will be the future position. This is going to be the future position. So what happens? We have to reach from here to here. We have to reach from this position to this position. And in order to reach from this position to this position, we have to bridge the gap. We have to bridge the gap. And this is only done by planning. Okay, so what does planning do? Planning seeks to bridge the gap. Okay, let's take an example that one of your objectives is to increase your sales. Okay, increase sales. So what should you be doing? Okay, here your planning will arise. Okay, so either you advertise. When you advertise, what happens? The sales will increase because people will come to know about your product. Okay, or along with advertising, you can also reduce your prices. So when you reduce prices, people will find your product attractive to buy. Also, you can give better consumer services. So like delivery at home, if you are a provision or a grocery store, so better consumer services can be done. Even your after sales services can be looked after. Okay, so this will constitute the concept of planning, and from here we move to the next part of planning, which is known as features of planning. The next step ahead, and now what we are going to do is the features of planning, features or characteristics of planning. Let us understand the first feature of planning. The first feature of planning means and tells us that it is a goal-oriented process. It is a goal-oriented process. This also means that it focuses on achieving the objective or objectives. Okay. For any particular organization, be it big or very big or even a small organization, their sole aim is to see that they reach their goals. Okay, say they are a 50 crore company, they would like to reach 100 crores or 200 crores or 300 crores. Okay, so they have something in mind, they want to expand, they want to diversify into new lines of business. So all that tells you that there is a goal there. Okay, and it focuses on achieving the objective. Coming to the second point or the second feature of planning, it is the primary function of management. Okay, so what is it? It is a primary function. When I tell you the word primary, everything of management starts with planning. Okay, it's a primary function, and the other functions of management will follow only after planning takes place. I come to the next point now, point number 3 in the features. Planning is pervasive. It's very important for us to understand this term pervasive, because this term had come when we were doing the features of management also. Pervasive. The meaning of pervasive means it is existing at all the levels. Okay, there are different levels in an organization. There's a top level, there's a middle level, and there is a bottom level. At all these levels, planning is there. So planning is pervasive. It takes place at all the levels. To come to the next point or the feature, planning is also continuous. It is not going to stop. If you finish one aspect of business and go to the other, planning will be there. Planning will never stop. It will always see to it that once you finish something in 6 months, there will be a new plan which will come up. Because from the plans we are made to understand that whether or not we can take further decision. Coming to point number 5 in the features of planning. Planning is futuristic. It is forward looking. It looks at what is going to come ahead. So it is futuristic. It is looking into the future. We are planning what to do. For example, we are going to go out with our friends for a party. So we are planning. We are planning what time should we reach home, what time should we leave from home, where should we meet, what time are we going to come back. So it is futuristic. It's going to look at the future. Okay, going further and going to point number 6, we can tell that planning involves decision making. Okay, this we discussed earlier also. It involves decision making. Okay, everything, whatever we do, whatever we plan with the hope that we reach to a certain conclusion. For this, you have to take certain decisions. You have to take certain decisions in the right possible manner. Coming to the last feature of planning, it is a mental exercise. Why do we tell planning is a mental exercise? Because planning tells you to think. Psychologically, you're thinking a lot of things. Okay? So planning is a mental exercise. Okay, it involves psychological warfare in your brains. It will tell you to discuss many things with many people and then come to a final conclusion. So these are the features of planning. So right now, we just finished with the features of planning, and from features of planning, we shall now go to the importance or significance of planning. The number one importance is it provides directions. It gives you which way to move. So it provides direction. How to go, in which way to go. Either you're going here, you're going here, or you're going here. Okay, it will give you the directions how to go about. Okay, so this is the first point of importance of planning. It provides direction. So if you plan anything, you're likely to move in the correct direction. Now we come to the second point of importance or significance of planning. It reduces the risk of uncertainty. What does planning do? It reduces the risk of uncertainty. We cannot tell that planning will guarantee you success, but of course, whatever risks are there, it will make you aware and it will reduce the losses in the business. Okay, so this is another advantage or importance of planning. We come to the next point, and we can tell that it also reduces overlapping activities. Okay, any activities which repeat again and again, it reduces that. So it reduces overlapping activities, and these overlapping activities are also known as wasteful activities. So overlapping or wasteful activities are reduced, because when you plan, you know you're going in the right direction, and when you're going in the right direction, automatically you are going to reduce those activities which is causing losses to you. Coming to the next point of importance, we can tell that planning promotes innovative ideas. Okay, it helps you think in a creative manner. So it promotes innovative ideas. Okay, by thinking about what to do in the future, you are bound to come out with some creative ideas. Also, it facilitates decision making. This is a very important aspect, because ultimately whatever we are planning for, we are thinking about where to come to an end to. So it facilitates decision making. Last but not the least, planning sees to it that it establishes control. Okay, it establishes control. So when we set certain targets, and we do not achieve them, we will always come to know why we have not achieved this. Okay, so just having a quick recap about the importance or significance of planning. Number one, it provides direction, so you know which way to go. It reduces the risk of uncertainty, because when you're planning, you know you're providing for the future, so it will reduce that uncertainty factor. Thirdly, any activities which repeat again and again can be put aside. Okay, and this is wasteful, and wasteful is going to cause loss to the organization. Next, it promotes innovative ideas. It also sees to it that the decision making takes place. And finally, because of planning, it establishes standards of control. Discussing the importance or significance of planning, we now come to the limitations. Of course, many a time we think that everything is positive, but yet some aspects there are negative feeds in that also. Let us discuss the number one limitation of planning, that is rigidity. Now what happens is that planning is a very long process sometimes, and in this process what happens is that there is a certain amount of rigidity. It is not very easy to come out of it once the plan is made. So it gives very little flexibility and there is rigidity in that. So this is the number one limitation of planning. Let's come to the number two limitation. Planning will not work in a dynamic environment. Will not work in a dynamic environment. When things are ever changing, it becomes very difficult to adjust. So there are certain industries, there are certain enterprises where changes occur frequently. Changes occur frequently means you have to make different types of plans, and it's very difficult to keep on planning again and again. So in a dynamic environment, planning is not going to succeed. We now come to point number three. Point number three, after doing the first 2 points, is it reduces creativity. Of course, when the top management decides certain things, they don't think into what the lower management or the people who are working actually need. They are basically bothered about the results, and this reduces creativity. People are likely to innovate less because for the simple fact they want results, and they will get results, but the thing is that the touch of creativity, the touch of innovativeness is lost. Coming to point number 4 of limitation, planning involves huge costs. Okay, many a time the top management meets at different places. When they meet at different places, it incurs a lot of expenses. There are meetings. Okay, people have to stay in hotels, and the cost is going to spiral. So it is not that it is very cheap. It involves a lot of cost. Continuation of this point is that it is also a time consuming process. Okay, it doesn't happen easily. It takes time. There are people who are going to tell their views, you have to counter their views, you have to make your views felt, and this is going to go on and on and on. So the time consumption which is there is a lot. Coming to point number 6, planning does not guarantee you success. Okay? So anyone to think that we have got a very foolproof plan, not possible. We just now encountered the corona, okay, and many people who thought that from the month of March, April, May, their sales would be so much amount. Not possible. There was no activity at all. Okay, only a few essential goods, necessary goods, only they were operating. The others were not operating at all. So planning does not guarantee success. How much ever you plan, there are those external factors which might affect you a lot. Okay, and planning is not accurate. It is not accurate. There is no accuracy in planning. Okay, it will vary from place to place. person to person, organization to organization. So coming to the limitations again, just a recap about the whole thing. Rigidity, it's by itself, it's difficult to come out of it. It will not work in a dynamic environment which is ever changing. Planning is of no use. It reduces the creativity. How does it reduce the creativity? Simply because the top management will not look at how the product is going to shape up. They are interested in the number of units. Planning involves huge costs. It's not essentially a cheap aspect. It's a time-consuming process. Takes a lot of time to arrive to certain decision. Planning is good, but it does not guarantee you success. You need to plan, but planning does not tell, look, you're going to be successful. Okay? And it is not accurate. There is no accuracy in planning. It will vary from place to place, time to time, from person to person. Okay? So looking at this whole thing, we learned the different aspects of planning today. And let us just go through what we could be able to recapture from the whole thing. First, you define planning. What is planning all about? So you define planning. Secondly, the features of planning. Third, the importance or significance. And fourth, the limitations. So advisable, you go through